Dennis Merkel. Dennis is our Parks Administrator, and Mike Wozniak. Mike is the Land Use Administrator. These make up the department administrators of the Community Development Department. You've all met Ellen Denzer, who's Community Development Department Director. Also, Julie Peterson is the Administrative Services Supervisor. We also have Beth Pabst, who is the Register of Deeds. She's an elected, she's got what they call a constitutional elected officer who's part of the county, but elected as a state official? County. Well, paid by the state. Paid by the county? Yeah, okay. She makes more money for the county than any other department. Is that right? Yeah. We're lucky to have it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's the informal part of tonight's gathering. Now we'll wait for Sean Anderson, and then we'll call the meeting to order. This meeting hasn't been officially called to order yet because we're waiting for one member who's stuck in traffic. The reason for that is because the agenda is very short. This is an organizational meeting. This will be the first meeting of the term where we'll elect the officers of the committee, and that really will be the only things that are officially discussed at this meeting. So it's best if we wait for our entire committee to be present. So thank you for your patience if you're watching this live stream. Good evening, and thank you for coming to the May 2nd Community Development Committee meeting. This is the organizational meeting for the 2022 to 2024 term, St. Croix County Board. So I would like to call the meeting to order. We're going to start this meeting the way we often do, which is to have each member introduce themselves and say who they represent. And we'll go around the table, starting with Mr. Counter.
So I'm Scott Counter. I've served 2 years here on the county board and 14 years on the town of Star Prairie, county or town board, and 2 years on this committee, and served District 11, which is the village of Star Prairie, the town of Star Prairie, and small amounts of New Richmond.
Sean Anderson, I represent District 2, which is southern part of the Somerset Township and the western part of and northern part of St. Joseph Township, and this is my second term on the board.
I'm Jerry Van Zomeren, and I serve District 18, which is the village of Baldwin, and just a small portion of the township of Baldwin. This is my first meeting in this committee, my first meeting in any committee, so I'm a newbie.
I'm Ryan Shirley, District 13, basically the south half in Richmond, and it's my first committee meeting as well.
My name is Dan Hansen, and I'm District 12, which is the other half of New Richmond, the northern half of New Richmond. So thank you very much. I think we should quickly introduce the staff as well.
Ellen Denzer, St. Croix County Community Development Director. Kenwood, County Administrator.
Heather Amos, Corporation Counsel.
Very good. We'll head right into the business items. The first item is the election of a committee chairperson. Do we have a nomination? Sean?
I would nominate Dan Hansen for chair of the Community Development Committee.
We have a nomination. Do we have a second?
Support that?
Jerry? Supervisor Van Summeren, seconds. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much. I'm actually moved by your confidence, and I hope that that I'm worthy. I really am thankful. The second business item is the election of a committee vice chair. I would like to handle this myself. I'll make the motion, which is kind of outside of the rules, but I'm going to do it. The heck with it. I would like to nominate Scott Counter. It's been moved that Scott Counter is going to be would be the chair. Do we have a second?
Vice chair, but I'll
A
second.
vice chair. What did I say? Oh, my goodness. Well, yeah, it's been in my head. The vice chair. We have a second. It's been seconded and moved. Any conversation? Any questions? Any debate? All right, seeing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Vice Chair. Would you like to make a speech? Very good. We need to discuss item number 3, setting a regular meeting date and time. And I would like to preface this conversation by saying it's always been the third Thursday and in the evening. The reason for that is the timing, not for the pure convenience of the staff, but for the timing in correlation with the way the business is done in the townships and in conjunction with the Board of Adjustment. And with all of those things, at that point, not convenience, but juggling the duties of the staff so that they fit into the timing with those other entities. So how does everybody feel about the third Thursday at 5 p.m.? Could we have a motion, please?
I would like to make a motion that we maintain the regularly scheduled Community Development Committee meeting on the third Thursday of the month at 5 p.m.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. We have completed our regular business items. Any requests for future agenda items? I have one thing I'm going to put out there and give you guys something to think about. Excuse me. At the next meeting, I'd like to have we did this at the first regular meeting at the last term, and I thought it was pretty productive, where we talk about what we hope to accomplish, what each of us hopes to see done in this term as a committee. What goals do we have? And this is something then that we would ask the staff to help us as policymakers. And we all understand, it's important that we do understand that there's a difference between policymaking and operations. What we want to see done as policymakers goes very slowly. So this conversation would be, we each bring an idea or two that we can put out in front of the others and talk about. We're not going to make policy, we're just going to talk about what our own ideas are. And then from that conversation over the course of time, new agenda items may come forward. It's not meant to be a debate or an ideological conversation, it's just, this is what I've been thinking about. So that'll show up on the agenda for the next meeting, and I'll bring an idea, and hopefully each one of you will too. Any announcements or other agenda items? Anybody? Sean?
I would just like an I guess a semi-update on the, I know we don't really have any control over it in this committee at this point, on the proposed or sought-after ski hill in Somerset.
Any other agenda items yet?
Do you want to know what's already on it?
Hmm?
Do you want to know what's already on the agenda?
Sure. Let's hear what's on the agenda for the next meeting.
Due to some activities that had already been, that needed to be published in the newspaper prior to the date of this meeting, there was a decision made to go ahead with the May 19th date so we could get public hearing notices in the paper with the appropriate amount of lead time. So your agenda for May 19th at 5 p.m. already includes a rezoning of property for the town of Rush River, a resolution regarding continuing to participate in the snowmobile grant program for St. Croix County Snowmobile Associations and county trails, a Town of Troy ordinance amendment to their town ordinance, town zoning ordinance, and so those three things are on it already. So just to let you know, and then anything else that gets added.
Thanks, Ellen. Okay. If there are any other requests for future agenda items? No? Announcements and correspondence. Yes, Scott.
You'll have to forgive me if this goes off the beaten track, but there's it's on, I think. I just wanted to make an announcement that there's a $25,000 grant from State Farm that's going to be made, and we're looking for people to request or to put in votes towards this grant from
Is that the
State Farm
the VFW thing?
for the VFW project in Richmond at Freedom Park to build a veteran center and senior center. So if they're already, they've already been shuffled where they're now down to the last 200 applicants. So they've went from thousands down to 200. So they have a chance that they could get this, but you can vote up to 10 times a day, and I think it starts on the 6th of May. But if you would consider it, I have additional, I can re-email you the email so that you have the information. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. It's a pretty important project for the county and especially for the VFW and New Richmond. So I appreciate you bringing it up and reminding us. All right, the date of the next meeting is Thursday, May 19, 2022 at 5 p.m. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. And with that, I adjourn this meeting.